Hello everyone, welcome to what will probably be a one-off video here. I just thought I don't know, we played some Mage Knight recently, and I was reminded that I own Through the Ages, and I do play it occasionally off camera just to like kind of fill some time. And it's by Vlaada Chvátil, the guy who, this is the reason that I bought the game, is because Vlaada Chvátil, the guy who made Mage Knight and also Space Alert and I don't know, a million other things, right? He made Dungeon Lords, right? Which I've only played like once. Anyway, he just makes exclusively great board games and also great digital adaptations. Oh, right. Galaxy Trucker, is that his as well? I think it is. And I don't know if this PC version is a port of a mobile version or what, but it's good, so I'm happy with it. So it's a board game. You can play, 2 to 4 players. We're just going to play a game against the highest difficulty AI here. They have several difficulties, and they point out that none of them cheat. This is just the one that's the smartest possible. Yeah, none of them have a handicap either, I think. They're all just, like, different levels of actually... Oh, you can give them a name. Anyway, I'm not going to. So I'll try to describe, like, what's going on, but not in so much detail as to have it to be worth being a whole tutorial on my own. But basically, we represent like 2 civilizations that are progressing through the ages, by developing various technologies. You have different leaders. You do various, civilization-related things. It's, and so kind of the like, you can look at the board game-like view anytime here, right? You have yellow, what do you call them? Yellow tokens that represent, like, your population. They're not quite your population. They're, like, your ability to manage your population. But, like, anyway, it doesn't matter. So the very first turn, this top row here is civil cards? They're not all actions, right? Yeah, this is a wonder, this is a leader, but they're all civil cards. These are things you do with your civil actions. That's kind of your, like... You have 2 different kinds of actions, civil actions and military actions. On the very first turn of the game, you only get a couple civil actions, but after that, you get full bars in, civil and military based on the technologies you've developed so far. This is kind of a draft system. You can see those little X's on these things. These cards will disappear even if nobody drafts them. These cards up here will only disappear if someone drafts them. And every turn, everything slides over. Taking stuff from the first group of 5 costs 1 civil action. This is the symbol for civil actions, right? These cost 2, these cost 3. I have 2 because I'm player 2. Do I like Hanging Gardens? It's okay. Problem is, if I take Frugality or Hanging Gardens, then Moses is going to be one of the first 3. Like, next turn, suppose I just took these 2 cards. All this would slide over, and these 3, Homer would be in this slot, and when my opponent's turn is over, Homer would be gone. That's fine. I don't like Homer that much. I'm reasonably fond of Moses. He makes it cheaper to get more people. But it's something we should consider. Like, I think taking Patriotism and Frugality is insane, so we're just going to have to deal with not getting Moses. Unless I wanted to just, like, pick him now and spend 2 actions, but I'd rather just, like, give me Frugality and the Hanging Gardens. So a wonder is something that takes many turns to complete, typically. You take it and you aren't likely to finish at the very next turn. And it has some ongoing effect. This one, the Hanging Gardens, when you build it, you get 2 food immediately. It produces 1 culture, which is like a victory point per turn. And it's also 2 happy faces, which help you manage your population. So I think Hanging Gardens is fine. So I've taken ownership of it and begin constructing it, but I still have to pay 2... I think these are called resources. 2 resources for it 3 times to finish it. So it's going to take 3 civil actions and 6 resources, which is a big investment. And Frugality, just... you can increase your population for the normal cost, but you get a food refund. Anyway, so that's my action. And all my farms and mines produce... Okay, it's the Middle Ages now. So the game has, I guess, technically, like, 4 or 5 ages. but Age A, the Ancient Era... Wait, actually, are we in Age A now? No. There are Age A cards, which only occur in the Ancient Era, but by the time the first real turn starts, we've already revealed Age 1 cards. So we can look at Green. Green took Julius Caesar, but didn't put him into play for some reason. Okay. I'm reasonably happy with Hammurabi. He's a kind of civic-focused leader. He gives you fewer military actions and more civil actions. So I think that's fine. And it's kind of... You'd like to avoid going without a leader for very long. And this is an excuse for me to get a leader into play immediately. Alexander the Great could be okay if I wanted to fight the Julius Caesar player on military, but it's not that great for military even. So let's take Hammurabi. It's fine. This game does have sound. I'm playing with it off because it's not that interesting. So what else do we want to do? Well, generally speaking, I like to open with a mine because all of the AJ wonders take exactly 6 resources to complete, and so you could get 2 from. You start out the game with 2 mines and 2 farms, and you can spend here. It has costs, right? Mines and farms both cost 2 resources to build another of. So you could either produce 2 resources 3 times, or 3 resources twice, and this is a way to get you up to a 3rd mine so that in 2 turns' time you can complete your wonder. But I'll also grab Engineering Genius. You can't play these cards the turn you get them. Maybe I'm not going to take Engineering Genius, actually. No, I have Hammurabi. I was like, I didn't want to end my turn right now. I wanted to play Frugality. And so I think maybe don't do that. But because I have Hammurabi, even though I'm out of civil actions, I can spend 1 military action as a civil action. So I increase my population. It's nice to have, especially in the early game, at least 1 idle population sitting here, because sometimes events will come up that are like, oh, if you have an idle population, you get to do something for free. And then it's also kind of nice in the later game because you get events that are like, lose a population. And if you have one sitting here, well, this guy just dies, which is bad, but oh well. Whereas if you don't, you have to like tear down the building the guy's in order for him to die, and that's really expensive. Anyway, so that's like the flow of a turn. Actually, we'll talk about a whole turn next turn, because your first 2 turns are kind of special. In the first turn, you can only take civil actions, you can't play anything. In the second turn, there's no politics. And then the 3rd turn onward, you have real actions. So we're in the politics phase now, where if I had any politics cards, I could play them. This is one of the downsides of Hammurabi. You have like a hand of civil cards and a hand of military cards, and there are various kinds of military cards. Some of them are politics. A downside of Hammurabi is that even if you aren't using your military actions, they still do something, because at the end of your turn, you draw military cards for each military action you have. I had only 1 because I spent 1 of them as a civil action. Now I can't quite finish building my wonder. So Engineering Genius lets you build a wonder more cheaply, or a stage of a wonder. So this is free instead of costing 2. But I still don't quite have enough to finish it, as you can see. I also will face corruption if I don't... if I don't spend some of these resources. You have like a bank of these blue things, which in a real digital game would be like little blue cubes you would move out for production. So if you have too much, food and resources sitting around, you'll lose some at the end of the turn. We shouldn't have problems with that. We could pick up Alchemy. That would be fine. So Alchemy is a better science card. So this, you start with a philosophy. So there's kind of you have farms and mines as like your basic production buildings, but then you have urban buildings which do kind of fancier stuff. They For example, your science column produces science, which is what you use to develop new technologies. I guess it's your lab column, technically. So our lab technology right now is philosophy. We can spend a person and 3 resources to build a new... If I wanted to, for example, I could build a new philosophy now, and I would have 2 science income instead of 1. But I'm going to try and wait to get alchemy down so that I'm not wasting actions on building this and then later upgrading it. I'm going to try and just wait till I can build this upgraded. I don't know if that's actually a good idea, but I can grab urban growth. I guess increase my population to use up some of the food. Now we're getting to our first issue with happiness. Once you've used up your first 4 yellow cubes, you have 1 less food production per turn, and furthermore, you need a happy face somehow to prevent that worker from being unhappy. An unhappy worker, you can always just leave them idle, sitting around the place, doing nothing, and then that's fine. But if I tried to put these guys both to work, which I don't have enough resources to do, but if I tried to build 2 mines, there would be a revolt, because I would have an unhappy worker ordered to work, and it would just be very, very bad. You never want to do that. So, I don't know. I mean... I guess this is fine. I lose a food production because I've used up my whole first bank, but I save 2 production because I'm no longer experiencing corruption. I could instead, for example, build another farm or something. Maybe I could do both of those, actually. That's not so bad. And the Hanging Gardens are going to provide me enough happy faces for quite a while. So I think, yeah, let's try to make sure we can produce enough people to take advantage of the Hanging Gardens, whose big advantage is you can manage more people easily. Okay, I have a military action left, which I could spend on playing this tactic card. This basically says for each army you have, it defines your army shape to be 2 infantry and a cavalry. And then each army that you have, which currently I would have 0, you would get 3 extra military strength. So right now playing this would do nothing, and it would stop me from drawing another military card, so I'm not going to play it. You typically don't want to play an army card, or a tactic, unless you can build some of that army. So my opponent, in their politics phase, has played a politics card. They didn't play this one. Basically what happens is whenever you play a politics card, you draw the top card of the current events deck, which starts out preceded with some ancient age events. But later, it's the politics cards that you guys played a while ago that you're kind of drawing through randomly. So my opponent's taking their turn, going Joan of Arc, so yeah, kind of aggressive. Joan of Arc likes your buildings to produce happy faces. Your urban buildings, no, your temples specifically, and government, which so far we're all just in despotism, to produce happy faces. And for each happy face thus produced, you get extra military strength. Joan of Arc additionally produces 1 culture per turn and gives you 1 extra military action. So our opponent is on the lookout for theocracy. They would love to upgrade their government to theocracy if possible. I would like to get Michelangelo. Yeah, so Michelangelo's big deal is that your wonders and urban buildings that produce happy faces also produce culture, and he loves to build wonders. So we've already started building and will soon finish the wonder with the most happy faces. So it's nice to just get a big pile of culture from him. So I can play cultural influence, which should be great. When it comes up, I should have Michelangelo in play, producing a ton of culture for me. So I also, the event card that my opponent revealed affects me as well. I can choose to gain 2 food or 2 resources. I'll play cultural influence. When you prepare an event card, you also get some culture points to just encourage you to play them. But sometimes there's an event that you're like, I do not want to prepare that. Something bad will happen to me when it's revealed. In this case, This is perfectly fine. I expect this should be good for me when it comes up. And I've revealed this. So we each gain science, food, and resources. Great. What do I want? Probably... I mean, I'm spending a lot of resources, right? Because we want to finish the Hanging Gardens. And note now my discontent worker has become content because I've gained happy faces enough to cover the bank that I've used up. Geez. I guess I could try something a little silly. I could... No, I can't quite. I could, I guess. If I really wanted to, I could grab Michelangelo now. It's, of course, a nice dream to let him get way down here. But it would let me grab the Taj Mahal? Because the Taj Mahal costs you 2... For each wonder you take, you pay like a tax. Your second wonder costs 1 extra civil action. Your third costs 2 extra civil actions, and so on. That's why this costs 2 instead of 1. So if I, for example, let's say I took Michelangelo, and when you replace your leader, you get a civil action refund. So they're encouraging a peaceful transition of power. So I could do all that, and I could finish building the Hanging Gardens. And now I have no civil actions left, but the Taj Mahal is free because I replaced my leader this turn. I could take the Taj Mahal. I don't really think that's worth it. I would experience corruption. You know, it's just like... It's not really worth it for the advantage of having gotten to take the Taj Mahal, which I don't even really want. What I want to do this turn is finish the Wonder. Discover Alchemy, thanks to the extra science we got from the event. And then use Urban Growth to build a lab. So... Oh, I can't do it? Alchemy costs 7, huh? Or 6. Okay. Well. Alright, I guess I'll just make a bunch of people planning to fill that in later. Or maybe I could... I kind of want to grab iron to make my mines better. There's only 2 iron in... So you can look at the deck if you want. It's all like quite complicated, but these are all the Age 1 cards that are still remaining, and the ones that have been taken are grayed out. So this one is in my hand, and this one is still in the deck. And it wouldn't be a disaster, like, to not... In general, you can't upgrade everything, right? You have to pick and choose your spots. And it wouldn't be a disaster if I didn't get alchemy. It's not like this insanely good technology. But it is a technology that I invested effort in grabbing from the civil deck. And so I really should try to make use of it. Although, your urban buildings. So I guess I could take bread and circuses and build more happy faces and get more culture, but that's not really what I want. I want to keep up with the science wave, so I guess urban growth is going to have to wait then. And I guess it's fine to build a mine. I still won't be able to build a lab next turn if I do this, though. I'll just make more people. You're always happy enough to have people, more population. Okay, on your turn, gain... Okay, so I have a lot of population. My opponent gets iron. Okay, but we get Michelangelo, which is nice. Now, I could play Vast Territory. The problem is that this is kind of dangerous because I am not really going to be a military power. For now, anyway. I've drawn very few military cards because of Hammurabi. I'm about to take Michelangelo, who doesn't have any particular military prowess. And my opponent is playing Joan of Arc, who is going to have probably a sizable army. And to colonize, you have to like win a sealed auction where you bid some number of military strength that you will spend to win the territory. And so if I play vast territory, odds are my opponent will just get to get a colony pretty cheaply, so I'm not going to. I will skip politics today. All right, give me that lab, please. Or alchemy. Yeah, it's a lab. It's an alchemy lab. Oh, right, and give me Mike. Oops, clicked outside the window. Give me Michelangelo, please. So now you can see our culture production has gone from 1 to 3, and it says, oh, you get 2. The Hanged Gardens produces 3 culture instead of 2 because of Michelangelo. And St. Peter's Basilica would be a nice follow-up to that in the future. I'm producing a bunch of culture, or science now. So I could try grabbing cartography, I guess, to make it easier for me to grab the vast territory. But I think I'd rather get iron because Michelangelo wants me to spend a lot of resources building stuff. So I think I'm going to grab masonry, which helps you build urban buildings and wonders more efficiently. I can't develop it now, but next turn I'll be able to. And I'm wondering now, maybe I should back up and go ahead and play vast territory if I'm... No, because I'm not taking cartography. I'm taking masonry, right? I could take both. It wouldn't be a disaster. But I want, like, iron. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I won't have. I might actually grab iron as well. It's a little expensive, but there's not much else I can really do with my civil actions right now. I mean, I guess iron will be available to me next turn. Because these will be the first 3, and my opponent already has iron, so they can't take the other. But if I take any of these, then iron won't be available, because it'll be one of the first 3. So if I want to take iron next turn, I have to take like one of these 2, basically. Or do nothing, which I could take both of these, I guess. I mean, I do have alchemy. I guess I could overload on science a little. I'd rather not. Could also take cultural heritage, just get me like... No, I don't know. I want iron, and right now, this is the only thing I can spend my civil actions on. Spend 2 civil actions now to save 1 next turn, which is a bad trade. But the 2 civil actions were otherwise pretty much going to waste. I still haven't ever spent a military action except with Hammurabi, but basically you spend them on like buying military units. Okay. Well, that's nice. Okay, the Basilica is available. And I have to take it now if I want it. Still no politics, thanks. Oh, yeah, I could develop iron today. That's a big improvement. So I want St. Peter's Basilica. Ah, right. Michelangelo also says when you take a wonder, you don't pay the extra tax for how many wonders you've gotten before, and you get resources for it. So I will take St. Peter's Basilica, which will eventually cost me 8 resources. So for now, I want to work on upgrading my mines. Can I do that? No, it's too expensive. That's too expensive. Okay. Well, I could increase my population again. Feels bad. But, okay, to avoid corruption, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. I feel like I'm making some mistakes here. But I'm investing in a future of a great deal of resource production, I hope. Rich land should be nice. It'll let me upgrade a mine more cheaply next turn, which is something I kind of want to do anyway. Don't need frugality because I have a zillion population already. I could, like, for example, build... what is this guy called even? A soldier? A warrior, right. To try and keep up with Joan. But I don't want to spend my resources on that, really. I have way too much population. I don't know where this all came from. Like, yeah, I built a third farm, but... I don't know. Usually I have more to do with my population somehow. Oh well, I think that's it. And you can only hold cards in your hand up to your military action. I only have 2 military actions, so I can only keep 2 cards. I'll throw this away. I don't plan to take knights anytime soon. Oh no! They're attacking me. They're going to destroy my lab. That's what I get for not building a soldier. I can't quite defend here. Opponent has 3 more military strength than me. You can discard a military card to increase your strength. I should have thought about this. A better player would have seen this coming. You can draw cards that are like defend 2, but I don't have any of those. So the best I can do is discard other cards to block 1. And since I can't get up to 4, there's no point doing it at all. Right? Yeah. Why is it even offering to let me not concede, by the way? Like, I don't know. I guess I just concede. So they destroyed my alchemy lab and then took 3 resources. That's really bad. Still don't want to play any of this stuff. Ugh. So upgrade this. Ugh. Well, maybe don't upgrade that yet, because I need to spend... Oh, it costs 7, huh? Okay. Okay, now I'm producing just an absolute ton of resources. My population went up, by the way, because the person who was working in that lab is now idle. More urban growth. Oh, no, what I need is more engineering genius. Right, pay 3 less. That would really help. Okay, let's not let that happen again. Oh, you're right. I could play this to improve my strength. Thank you. Oh, although engineering genius isn't going to work very well on this, is it? Because you can play engineering genius. Oh my god, look at her go. She's building swordsman. You can play engineering genius to reduce the cost of something by 3, which is fine. Right? It wouldn't be good on the first or third phase, but you could build it on the second phase, right? The problem is I have masonry, which lets me build 2 stages of a wonder for 1 civil action. But you can't do that while also spending engineering genius. So I'm going to have to either waste an action or like waste a card from... I guess I'm going to just waste an action, basically. So I'm going to want to finish this. And I'd really like to... Well, I was about to say I'd like to get a nice, juicy... government card, because I have all this science. But I don't. I don't have any alchemy. It was destroyed. I'm going to take it anyway. And just try to build up my labs using all this resource and food, resource production and idle population I have. Please don't raid me again, Joan. Or maybe I'll draw a defense card this time for a change? No, of course not. I gotta say, I feel like I'm losing. Like, I am generating points, but not all that many. Where's she getting all of hers? Temples. Makes sense. Okay. Still gonna skip all the politics. I guess it is true that I could develop... So, when you develop a government, first of all, the advantage is it gives you more, like, civil and military actions, or sometimes, like, more civil only. Like, if you take theocracy, which just went by, for example. So, despotism is just 4 civil and 2 military. And monarchy is like 1 more of each, so that's like a strict upgrade. But if we look at, like, theocracy just went by, and by the way, Joan of Arc loves theocracy. Where is that? Shouldn't it be in age 1? Where am I? Can I not see? There it is. Yeah, monarchy and theocracy are the age 1 governments. And theocracy, it doesn't increase your civil actions at all. And it increases your military actions by only 1, same as monarchy. So it gives you, like, it costs less, and it gives you fewer civil actions, but it gives you, like, extra culture and extra happiness and extra strength. It's kind of the, like, aggressive government you could take early. So anyway, when you develop a government, you can pay its full cost, or you can skip a turn to pay a much lower cost. Not skip it, spend all your civil actions to pay a lower cost. It might not be such a bad idea, actually. Like, I could... Wait, why is this not... Oh, I see. So, I was trying to figure out... I was a little... I always get confused about corruption. It looks like I only need to spend 3 resources to have at least 1 cube in this last bank so that I don't suffer corruption. However, the cubes do not... And warriors cost 2, so I thought, okay, I could build 2 warriors and that would avoid the corruption. But it won't, because each cube is not 1 food or 1 resource. Rather, it's 1 of these blue tokens. So basically, each size, or level rather, of, like, mine produces 1 blue cube, no matter what level it is. The difference is that the blue cubes belonging to higher level mines are worth more. So each of these counts as 2 resources. And this is 1 that I have left over from whatever, I don't know. Here, these are all worth 1 food, but if I had an age 2 mine, or an age 1 mine, they would be worth 2 food. So in fact, by doing this, I'm only spending 1 blue cube, not 2. That's why it doesn't fix my corruption problems. But really what I want to do is build a bunch of labs, right? That's what we got the technology for. That's what we built all this excess production for. I want the labs. So that hopefully soon we can pick up monarchy. Can I upgrade that? I can. Right. So when you're upgrading, the philosophy lab only costs 3, and alchemy, if you look at the card, it says it would say it costs 6. This is in green because I'm paying less for it. Because I have masonry. It makes your urban buildings cheaper if they're above age 0 or age A. So to upgrade from 3 to 5 cost me only 2 resources, which is what I have. So great. Give me more science, please. We're going to have to catch up somehow by grabbing some cool techs. Urban buildings? Yeah, so I could learn drama if I wanted, but I want monarchy. I'm still very troubled with, like, how far ahead Joan of Arc is in military. I mean, you know, that's going to happen, but you try to avoid it. I don't know. Is that really what I want? Maybe I want to grab some of this stuff. I could grab rich land, maybe, to buy another mine. Patriotism is kind of lame, because I don't have any good military units to build anyway. And I don't see myself getting any anytime soon. Huh. Well, I'll just grab reserves then. So reserves lets you get like some extra food or some extra resources, whichever you need. We're not going to war anytime soon. We're not like, I don't know, we're not engaging in politics at all. Leave me alone, I'm turtling. But not really. I'm just not doing enough. Okay, rebellion didn't do anything. Oh, right. She has extra civil actions because she built the pyramids. I don't know if this was intentional, but she left me in a position where I can never pay just one civil action for the Eiffel Tower. This sixth position here is kind of an important one. Because during the current turn, it costs 2, and next time it's my turn, it'll be gone. Because at least these 3 will be removed on my turn, and then at least the next 3 will be removed on hers. So it is a tactic to try and put cards you think your opponent will want in the 6th slot, if that's convenient for you. What is civil unrest? It's unlikely to be bad for me anytime soon. I'm a little worried about what might be in this event deck that my opponent prepared, but I think I'll go diving in. Okay, that's great. That was the one I prepared. Bad news, the ones remaining in the deck are the ones my opponent prepared now. So we are slightly ahead on points for the moment, but I feel like my opponent has a pretty good momentum. I'm a little tempted to grab Robespierre, because it would make it possible to pick up Monarchy for the cheap cost without having to give up a whole turn. Monarchy isn't really a great technology to like use Robespierre on, though, because it's so like, as you can see, Robespierre is an age 2 card, and Monarchy is an age 1 government. So we're kind of like, maybe it was wrong for me to take Monarchy to begin with. Taking an age 1 government right as age 1 was ending. But on the other hand, we haven't seen any of the good age 2 governments, so I don't know. Could just take team sports and Robespierre. That would give me something to do with these resources and population, and also get me in striking distance of Joan, I suppose. Plus, lots of culture. Yeah, okay. So this is an arena technology. It gives you military strength and happy faces. And right now, we still have Michelangelo, so happy faces are pulling extra weight for us. You can see we went from 7 culture per turn to 11. This doesn't really strike me as art, but apparently Michelangelo still buffs it nonetheless. I mean, I could take Robespierre and not use him yet. I think I'm just going to make more population and develop Monarchy peacefully, eventually. Or maybe just give it up, I don't know. Admit that I took a technology. I don't know. It's not like admitting. It's like, it would have been good, except that Joan got to raid me and destroy my alchemy, and that was a huge blow. So our first colony has come up. You secretly bid a military strength you're willing to spend on it. I'm willing to spend, like, all but one of my dudes. I don't expect this is going to win. Joan should be able to muster up enough strength to take it from me, but I want to make it cost her. I guess I could bid everything, but the problem is then if I win, I'm pretty unhappy. Right, I could bid 5. For her to come up with 5, she would have to probably spend 2 of these guys. Is she going to be willing to do that? For a population and 2 of these cubes back? I don't know. I think I'm just going to venture one of these guys. I don't want to be totally naked army-wise. Well, I don't know. I have a lot of production, right? Maybe I can afford this. Let's give it a try. Oh, she doesn't even want it. Okay. I don't especially need it, but it's nice to stop her from having it. Oh my gosh, she just built the Eiffel Tower all in one go. Look at her go. I'm not really keen to play any territories right now. Getting a colony at all was a surprising advantage for me. I don't expect I'll get away with it again. And it would reveal whatever card of hers is in here, which could be dangerous to me. So let's just skip. Geez, I don't know. We have plenty of happy faces, but once we get into age 3, it'll be illegal to still have a leader from age 1. So we want to switch away from Michelangelo eventually, like preferably at our own pace. And Newton might be an okay one. Because I have some okay labs. And there is a decent library available as well. Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do. The problem is this rich land stuff is just rotting in my hand. I have too many resources and not enough to do with them. Could build another arena. That seems a little silly. I don't need the happy faces at all. I guess that is an argument that I maybe shouldn't have taken team sports. Like, I don't need the happy faces because of all my wonders. But I did need some, eventually. And they were culture, so... But it means we don't really want opera, for sure. Could take cavalry, I guess. But I want monarchy. I guess I'll just spend rich land on making more of this stuff. It feels like kind of overdoing it on the production, but if we want to build wonders, that's the way to go, right? I could build another lab as well? No, I'm only allowed 2 of each urban building because I have a crummy government. That's another thing that governments have, is how many of each kind of urban building you're allowed. So if I took if I got monarchy in play, I would be allowed I'd be allowed more labs. Well, I guess I need to put my army back together at the very least. But that's a military action. What am I doing with my last 2 civil actions? It is a mystery. I would like journalism at some point. And, I mean, I guess I'm no longer, like, overflowing on population, actually. I think I'm going to go ahead and build another farm, because I apparently am not going to get an upgraded farm anytime soon. Just get rid of all those colonies. Okay, I mean, I don't really need the happy face, but I do want to make her spend on it. I still feel like she should be willing to spend 5 on that. She could really use the happy face. If she doesn't outbid me, I'm going to be pretty unhappy, though. So I should maybe bid a little bit less. Like, maybe just that. I can bid 3 if she really wants to just let me have it. God. I don't want to win the bid at all. I just want to make her pay more. Okay, here we go. I get it again. Weird. She's taking Bach, which makes little sense. She's also only now building... What is this? Cartography? No, not satellites. That's later in the game. Navigation, which helps with colonizing. And she knew that that was a colony, so I'm not sure why she chose to reveal it. I don't know, just a mistake, I guess. Terrorism. If you have the least culture... Yeah, so that's not going to be me, right? Actually, I mean... She's keeping up with me on production despite the Michelangelo powerhouse. Once Michelangelo retires, I'm going to be in a little trouble. Well, I mean, that's what Newton's for, I guess. So, no terrorism today, thanks. I guess it's time to cut the cord and switch away from Michelangelo. Not happy about it. I guess I need journalism to take advantage of Newton's thingy. So my best lab is only level 1. My best library is level 2, so it produces 2 extra science. And we can develop technologies without spending a civil action. Hang on. What if I took the Kremlin first? No, that's a bad idea, right? While I still have Michelangelo in play. I mean, maybe it's not so bad. It's not the wonder I want right now. But it is a wonder I could build. And I produce a ton of resources, so I could finish it next turn. And I think I'll grab Republic, actually, and just give up on Monarchy. Because next turn I can actually develop Republic and still do everything else I want to do. Hello, end turn? Oh, wait. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I can't... That's a little annoying. I won't have enough to finish the Kremlin. Oh, I guess I won't anyway, huh? No, reserves. So, if I take Republic, then okay. Maybe I shouldn't develop Isaac Newton in journalism just yet. But this was like the best way to spend all my resources, right? Yeah, I guess I kind of have to. And I guess just suffer corruption this turn. Wait, I can do this and still get Republic. What else was I doing in the other line? I don't know, nothing? I'm confused. Oh, maybe in that line I accidentally built this before developing Newton? I don't know. Anyway, I can do all this and not suffer corruption. What was the other line I had taken that didn't... Huh. I feel like I was in exactly this position, except that I had 1 fewer civil action somehow. So I guess it must have been the Newton issue. Or is it Newton? Who do I have? I forgot already. Anyway, I mean, like, I probably should develop an army just so that I'm not totally behind. And I won't be able to finish the Kremlin next turn, but that's not that big a deal. It's not doing much. Well, I might conceivably play terrorism. I'm now producing very little culture. And so it might very well hit my opponent. But they're probably not going to be the weakest. Oh, no, this isn't the one where it matters if you're the weakest. So I guess I could consider doing all the same stuff, but also playing terrorism. It's risky because I reveal an event here. And they're all kind of likely to be bad. I think I have a good enough turn here that I'm not going to risk playing terrorism. But I'd like to play it soon, I think. Okay. So this was a harmless one, which I would have revealed, but then Bach would have revealed a potentially more dangerous one. What is this? I didn't see what wonder that was. The Transcontinental Railroad, sure. National pride? Well, I guess if we're playing terrorism, we are not going to have a lot of national pride. Okay, I would kind of like this one. Okay, you're just letting me have all the colonies for some reason very cheaply. Great news. So first of all, we're going to develop Republic peacefully. So now I've finally got a bunch more civil actions to play with. And I can build like more labs, for example. Engineering genius should be great to work on the Kremlin. Give me another library? Or what is it? Is it a printing press or something? Journalism, sure. But it is in the library category. We're producing 10 science per turn, which is like more than I ever have. Last game I played off camera, I ended with just 3 science per turn. I was playing a more military-focused thing, and I got a couple good events that let me steal science from the enemy so that I didn't need to build any of my own. Justice system would be nice, but so would a lot of this stuff, right? I'm not going to build ocean liner. I don't have that kind of. Well, am I? I think justice. I mean, I need to take something science-y, right? And also, okay, he's age 2, so when we get into age 3, I won't lose him. So I think I will lose. I will actually lose reserves, so I should probably play this. For probably food, because I get that less often. Or I produce a lot more. Oh, by the way, we have what looks like 4 food produced per turn. I guess we talked about it briefly before. The more of your yellow cubes you've spent, you undergo a food tax. So I'm only getting 3 per turn, even though I have 4 production. If I did this, I'd be losing 2 per turn. Okay, we're obviously building another shitty infantryman. And I guess I should replace the worker. And I mean, taking a military technology would be fine. Yeah, let's say cavalryman and justice system. Oh my gosh, I have to take even more? Okay. Well, let's take justice system and rifleman then? Since I think I want that more than I want cavalryman. Well, I don't know. It would be nice to be able to build a fancier army for when I draw like a new tactics card. And so having variety between infantry and cavalry would be nice. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't want to do anything that I could do with my civil actions. One thing you're allowed to do, but you do rarely, you can dismantle a building. You get the population back, but you don't get the resources back, so it's kind of undesirable. But it is something you can spend a civil action if you really need the population somewhere else. Oh, also your hand size limit. We talked about the military hand size limit, which is limited here. I guess we didn't talk about... Yeah. You get a card for each military action you have left, and you can only keep one per total you have. So I gain like 1 this turn, and I can hold up to 2. For civil, it's kind of... You don't draw cards for free, but you do have a hand limit, which is like 7 for me now. It was 4 before. It doesn't come up that often, but I guess I could just like take these and hope I'll have something to do with efficient upgrade eventually. See you later, Monarchy. I mean, I'd love 5 science, I guess. Okay, this time green chose to pay. So by bidding high, we made green spend more resources. That's always nice. What? Oh my god, he has 3... How did that happen? Does he have... Is that just from navigation? I guess it must be. Because cartography gives you 2, I think. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so he's a bonus of 3 towards colonies. So just that 1 swordsman was enough to outbid me. And you went for ocean liner, huh? Okay. Ravages of Time? I mean, that would be okay, probably. So everyone has to destroy one of their old wonders, and it just makes culture instead. I would happily burn down the Hanging Gardens for culture. I don't need the happy faces at all. So yeah, let's play Ravages of Time, see what opponent prepared. Ah, okay, that's not too bad. I don't need blue tokens that badly. My culture is okay. So let's develop a justice system to get even more civil actions. I think breakthrough would be nice. Let's work on the Kremlin. Can I finish it? I can. Oh my god, I've never had so many civil actions in my life, I don't think. I should definitely be like taking stuff from over here if I worry my opponent might get it. I think frugality is fine. I don't want Napoleon because I've got a very homogenous military or army. Reserves is probably good. Nationalism is probably good. Yes, I can build cavalrymen with it. Frugality is fine. I think revolutionary idea is fine. I don't really want any of this other stuff. Okay. Also, I don't think I've ever had 7 cards in my hand. Kind of related to the idea of having all these civil actions. You are attacking me. I defend. Was that democracy? Oh no, that's communism, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm losing this game. It's close though. We're pretty close. Like, if I got lucky... Actually, you know what? National Pride is probably not going to come up before the end of the game, right? So I could just play this and hope I hit, like, terrorism sometime soon. Refugees. Ugh. Okay, it's pretty bad. I need a lot of, like, food somehow. Mechanized agriculture, there you go. That's what I'm going to do then. Develop that with breakthrough. Upgrade that with efficient upgrade. We found a use for it. Great. So now, like, my food production has just gone through the roof all of a sudden. Frugality, sure. Oh my gosh, all these cards are doing so much. I don't think I want Hollywood, right? Yeah, pretty bad. Spaceflight, also not very good. It's 14 culture, which is not nothing. Yeah. It's a lot of civil actions, but I guess that's what they're for. I don't know, maybe if like fast food came up, that would be better for me, wonder-wise. Internet is probably not very good, right? Culture and science? Oh, maybe that's not bad. Military, yeah, I mean, that's just... Like, I might be able to just build both. Yeah, sure, we'll take spaceflight, I guess. So let's... Actually, if I do it this way, I'm kind of wasting... Or no, I have enough. I can make another person. There you go. So now, for a change, I'm actually ahead militarily. Oh, that's good. That's terrorism. Yeah, take that, sucker. I'm blowing up your stupid library. Oh my god, what is with all this? You're like having a lot of trouble managing happiness, I guess. Not a problem that I have. We cannot win an armed intervention. So basically the way this works is you can spend this and... I guess they've used some of them on me. But it's like, if they can't play enough cards to defend, you get to do this thing. But I'm only up by 2, so they're definitely going to defend. I don't want to spend the 2 military actions on it. What? Oh, I get to choose, yeah, blow that up, obviously. Printing press. So this, I could almost finish. But no rush. You can kind of wait on that. Newton, I mean, we could switch to like Gandhi or something to be immune from war, but what if we went Winston Churchill and tried to wage some of our own wars now that we have cavalry? Sadly, nobody's played any good tactics cards. I say nobody because once tactics cards can be copied once they've been in play for a little while, so... If my opponent had a tactics card that involved the cards, the military units I have, I could play it. Or even if they had played a tactics card that involved, like, you know, some of this stuff. I guess like I could take air forces and build an air force, which is worth 5 military, but also it doubles the strength of an army. The problem is my army is only worth 2. So this is like 7. Pretty good. But not incredible. Yeah, it might let me actually do an armed intervention. Although probably not. They're going to have enough defense in here somewhere. Why are they getting so many of these, by the way? Oh, I guess they have 5. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I should take one of these leaders. I don't think I need Newton really any longer. And I won't be allowed to keep him forever. Let's... They have to pay, what, 3 extra? So Gandhi makes it hard for them to attack you. And produces culture. Whereas Churchill is like, oh, you can have culture or you can have extra military boosts. I don't know. They're both okay. I think I'll take Churchill because I have this idea of getting air forces up and going. Oh, this produces science. It's not one of the ones where you discover tech and then get a discount on it. And then get a rebate. So yeah, give me the stuff. That's fine. Give me an Air Force, please. So you can see that increase in my military from 11 to 17? Oh, is my army... It's only worth 1, not 2, I see. So we're on the lookout for, like, a better army technology. Or even, like, a way to build artillery, because then I could have... This could be my army. Right, which would be rockets, I guess, in Age 3. But we use Churchill's bonus effectively. I think we'll just get started on spaceflight. How much will I get if I finish it, by the way? 19. Yeah, that is pretty good. What else do I need? I don't know. Could upgrade here. Can't afford it. Could do it with reserves, I assume, right? Yeah, I need more people. I still can't do it. It's 6. Wow. Okay. Well. Fine. Efficient upgrade would be great for my farm, I think. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. Oh, I can play Revolutionary Idea. Okay. Sure. I don't think I really need these unless a colony comes up. And I am sort of hoping to get this, although I don't really know why. Like, it would be nice to get War Over Culture, which is a... You know, I'll hang on to this just in case. War Over Culture is a big point swing if you have a big military lead, which I don't immediately have. Ha-ha! Becoming stronger than green paid off. The independence declaration they prepared to try to ruin my colonies backfired. You're the weakest now. Lose your own colony, you stinker. I don't know what developed territory... I know it, like, includes... It comes with science when you get it. They didn't lose the science that they gained. Oh! Gandhi! I actually can't declare war on you or anything now. Okay, I just need to... Okay. Getting a really big army is not going to make a difference because I don't have enough military actions to attack. But I do want to stay ahead so I can't be... No, you're not allowed to attack me either. Still, there's a card somewhere in here that there are cards that give you points for having military, so I'd still like to stay ahead, but it's not very pressing against Gandhi. Impact of population should be great for me. Well, okay, not great, but fine. Ravages of Time, also fine. Crumbled their pyramids, that's nice. So, I'm going to crumble the one that gives me 2 happy faces. Because I don't really need them. As much as I want the culture. How are we doing score-wise? Behind, but it's close. This produces more. But I'd like to develop more technologies first if I can. Although internet, huh? Okay, it's not much. Fast food, I mean, it's worth a big chunk. Very expensive to take, but that's what we got all these civil actions for. Yeah, let's finish off spaceflight. I think we actually have to grab fast food chains, right? I mean, it's going to take a little while to finish, but 2 turns worth of production in exchange for like 26 culture is pretty cool, I think. Urban growth 3, a discount of 4. I mean, that builds like journalism almost for free. Definitely want more population. Yeah, give me urban growth. That should be fine. Still think I'm losing, but it's close. I have the most culture. Oh, because of the spaceflight I just finished. Nice. So I actually seeded both terrorism, benefit to the lowest culture, and national pride, benefit to the highest culture, and I got to win them both. Very nice. Opponents building opera houses for extra culture. Makes sense. Science, I think I'm losing on right now. Yeah. Industry, I think I'm also losing, but it's closer. I don't expect to ever increase my output, though, so... Well, you get 3 just for seeding this, right? And then I'll, like, lose 2 eventually. That's fine. All right. So what are the things in the deck that I know about that will still happen? We need more workers. Content worker above 10. How many do I have? It's like hard to tell. 5, 8, 9, 12, 14, 15, 17. So I'd get 7. I don't know about my opponent. Oh, they're having some troubles with happiness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can. This is a little easier, right? 6, 8, 12, 16. So that one's pretty close. Industry, I'm losing a little. So I'm behind based on that stuff. And also producing way less per turn. Okay, those opera houses are going to be the end of me, I think. I mean, I don't know. We can build, journalism. Oh, but there's only 1 more turn left, and I need all of that just to make fast food chains. So I can't really afford to spend any of my money on anything, which is a problem. Okay, engineering, I guess, is worth something. Although... Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to play Impact of Science next turn, right? No, wait, that's... Isn't there one... Maybe I didn't end up playing it that's like... Level of your science cards? I guess that doesn't exist or was already resolved. So a new science doesn't really necessarily help at the moment. I mean, I can do that for just 2, but that's still too much to let me finish fast food chains. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I could finally get rocketry if I wanted. Put together a decent army size. Doesn't matter because I'm not allowed to declare war. I mean, I could try switching to fundamentalism. But I don't have any good wars to declare either. I won't be allowed to next turn because it'll be age 4. The last turn of the game. Oh, Engineering Genius. I can pick that up, and that should let me actually finish this after having spent some money here. So maybe I'll just go for some... Fast food chains is just per worker, right? Yeah. So we want to get another worker into journalism at the moment, I think. I guess I could grab democracy. That's worth some culture. But I'm losing so much every turn compared to my opponent. Endowment for the arts should be good. Now, one of these stages is going to be free. So I need 12, which means I can only spend 1. So I can't afford this. Gosh, I don't know. Okay, more population, sure. That's a useful thing to do. Am I allowed to build another of these, by the way? I am, okay. I never see these with 5, and I think it would be a terrible idea. The problem is there's just nothing good to spend my efficient upgrade on. Costs too much, wouldn't let me finish fast food. I can take revolutionary idea, I guess. Or civil service, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Just hope there's an event that rewards me for having this. Even though it's just replacing justice system, it's still worth a little. Well, I'm certainly not using this. Burning down your lab to build more... That's weird. Okay, I think like either the opponent is just like doing some really weird stuff, or they know there's an event in here that rewards you for having good military. So I should at least do something over there, ideally, except I can't is the problem. Impact of science. I mean, yeah, it's definitely worth it to me. Impact of Wonders, a push. All right. Pretty close. So, Endowment for the Arts should catch me up, right? Down by 7. But I don't think my opponent gets another turn, right? Okay, so this costs 12. So there's no way I'm going to be able to like increase its payout. Okay. Civil service is fine, although not, as we've said, good. Or as we've said, not good. And then I think I just pass? Or no, I can make more people. That's good. That's worth something. And then, I don't know. Grab all the cards? Sure. Nothing much I could do, I think, otherwise. Yes, I'm aware. What do you want me to spend it on? Oh, I could develop rockets if I use Churchill, I guess. That's interesting. That would actually let me get ahead on military. So, okay. Churchill is going to give me 3 culture. But if he doesn't, then I could play rockets. And then build... This costs 5, huh? I could tie? Oh, no, I could actually build 2 of these guys and be ahead. That one's worth 2 because it gives me another army as well. All right. We might not lose. I don't know exactly how the last round plays out. Yeah, so opponent doesn't get another turn, and I'm ahead, doing well on population. Okay. Doing well on science. Doing well on technology, which seems like it should be the same thing. But we also got, yeah, so we got extra points for, 4 extra points just for developing rockets at the end there as well. Good work, Churchill. And then losing a bit on industry. So there you go. We won the game 297 to 244. I definitely do not win every game, which I think I said at the beginning. That's kind of nice. And you can even look at this little chart of like what stuff was happening over the course of the game. And like if you look at score, it was actually really close all along until the last couple turns when it was still close, but I got ahead. It's weird though, right? Opponent was producing more culture than me for like turns 12 through 19 by a lot, and yet I somehow won. I'm not sure what happened there. I think this only looks at like culture that you produce organically, so to speak, like that comes to you at the end of your turn. It doesn't include, yeah, it must not be including wonders, right? Because there were turns when I got like 27 culture and it didn't show up here. And you could look at like, I don't know, food production, which I still think it was a huge mistake to give me all these colonies. I didn't even really want them, but I got them. And then green eventually took 1 colony with navigation. You should be getting more value out of it than that. Resources, I don't know, pretty close all the way. What is this gray? Is that like when you suffered corruption, maybe? Maybe. And there was a war here where he attacked me and took some of my resources, I guess. Science I was actually ahead on, which is nice. Doesn't happen to me that often. Combat strength, pretty close all around. We looked at culture, and then here's like the kind of story of your civilization, right? I was Hammurabi. I built the Hanging Gardens, switched to Michelangelo. Built, what was that, St. Peter's Basilica, I guess? Newton. Switched to the Republic, built the Kremlin. Churchill. And then spaceflight and fast food. And I actually, it's pretty rare, I think, for someone to have like 2 governmental changes through the game. Because it's a big investment. And generally speaking, like, most of the time in this game, you should not upgrade the same thing twice. Because you already have, like, some, like, you upgrade something early, right? And it's like, okay, you're doing all right on it. That you won't, like, get crushed in the end game. You don't want to, like, upgrade to, like, iron and then to coal and then to oil. You're wasting a bunch of science on just being, you know, really, really good at production of resources all game. Yeah, alright, well, cool. I didn't actually think I was going to win that one until near the end. I guess tactically, I did really well on events. Much better than I think I deserved. Right, getting to win terrorism and national pride. Getting to win a bunch of colonies for free for no reason. I almost never build 5 wonders. Thanks, Michelangelo, for helping out with that. Anyway, so that's Through the Ages. You can play this online. I haven't. I believe they have like a real-time and a asynchronous mode. But there you go. It's a fun game. It's on Steam. There's an expansion. I haven't bought it. I don't really feel like I need it. But I'm sure it would add some variety. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.